Okay, so maybe if we could just start off with you letting me know what your name is, your position, and how long you've been here.
Okay, so I'm Delilah Baker. I'm a team leader in the corporate sales division. I've been with Innovtech for about 6 years, and this role I started about 3 years ago.
Okay, great. Maybe then we could just go straight into it, and if you could give me a bit of a background to the situation.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I knew this was coming, so I'm not sure where to start. I think it did actually probably start about 3 years ago when I got the promotion to be team leader. And the other person involved here is Paul. So Paul wanted the job. I think he did apply for the job. I think he applied for previous positions and he never got any of them. I applied for this job myself and got it. Now, I think he's blaming me for him not getting the job, but I don't think this is my responsibility because I applied, I got the job. That's it. Nevertheless, since I got the promotion, he's never worked as a part of the team. He's always been quite awkward and he's quite, well, his attitude really is quite negative towards me, and he's always trying to find ways of undermining me, of making me look bad and feel bad.
Hmm. Okay, so you mentioned that he was trying to undermine you. How specifically would you say that he's actually trying to undermine you?
It's quite hard to come up with specific examples, Alex. But if I'm thinking back, probably a good example would be actually something that happened fairly recently, and it's kind of creeping up repeatedly, to be honest. So we have these team reports that we need to do. And he sent out an email to the whole team recently saying that the report just wasn't good enough. And usually I'm the first to put my hands up and say, what we've done isn't good enough. And maybe it wasn't the best report. Maybe it could have been better. But it's based on the information I get from my team. And so obviously if Paul doesn't give me the information that I need for the report, then that's only what I can work with. He sends me things that are incomplete. He often sends them well after the deadline I've given him. And it's happened a few times when he sent me information that was just plain wrong. So I then get the blame for it, obviously from above and then from him. And the most frustrating thing is that I don't actually have to do those reports. I volunteered the team and myself to do the reports. When I got the promotion, I was never told I had to do those. And now I'm really always wishing I hadn't put my hands up to do that.
Okay, thanks for that. Maybe now you could tell me a little bit about what happened last Friday.
I didn't think you had heard about that, but clearly you have. So yeah, it was probably largely my own fault. I do get quite worked up about things, especially when really negative emails come to me. And that's kind of what happened. Paul had sent this email saying the reports are not good and he doesn't think I'm doing a good job. And he's copied in everyone in the team. It made me feel quite anxious and I just couldn't let that sort of thing go. So I did ask for him to come and see me about it. He refused. By the way, I should probably also mention that there is a rumor going around that he wants to take stress leave and he wants to use some of this issue, some of the discussions he's had with me as excuse to use stress leave. At least that's what I've heard. Basically, he refused to come talk to me in my office. So I thought I'd try and resolve it by seeing him. I went over to his desk in the open plan office. I told him that I'd appreciate if he could talk to me in person if he has a problem with my report, rather than sending an email and copying everyone in. And he kind of got quite upset and then said something about the report being a team responsibility and he doesn't want the team to look bad if I don't do my job properly. So I'm not totally sure exactly what was said and kind of what everyone responded, but he did then say, I'm taking too much leave, and that's probably one of the reasons why the reports are not good. I don't take too much leave. I do put a lot of overtime in, and we have a flexible job, so I don't necessarily have working hours that I need to work with. That's what I told him. I told him that I felt his conversation with me was out of line and not appropriate, and that's pretty much how it played out.
Thanks for that. Do you have any ideas then about how maybe this situation between Paul and yourself could be resolved?
Yes. Well, I have a suspicion that the only way this can be resolved is if one of us leaves, preferably him. But having said that, I'm happy to try other things. You probably need to know that we've tried informal mediation, and that hasn't really done anything. It's not really helped at all. I think obviously saying things like I would want one of us to leave is quite extreme, and maybe it's too extreme, but things are just going too far at the moment. It's really, really stressful for me. It's something needs to change because, I'm stressed in the office all the time. I'm coming home. My husband's constantly angry with me because all I talk about is Paul and the stress at work. And it's really quite affecting me on all levels of my life, really. So I'm not a bad manager. I think what needs to happen is that someone needs to talk to Paul and convince him that I'm actually good at my job. And that, yeah, once he's on board with that, we can keep working on improving our relationship.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for that.
Thank you.